Halftime inside the Job Gymnasium as Felician leads Concordia 34-33 in the second game of our doubleheader between the Clippers and the Golden Falcons. I'm Matt Nelson, and we're now being joined by Felician University Director of Athletics and PA announcer. We'll call him a backup PA announcer because he's normally not the regular guy. That is Ben DiNallo Jr. Ben, it's great to have you here on the broadcast.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, Matt. We thank you for being here with us throughout the course of the season. You do a great job, and we're happy to have you. And yes, filling in, and jack of all trades, master of none sometimes.
Absolutely.
I'd like to think master of a few, but we miss Dennis Huzzy, who is our longtime public address announcer. And, he is a faculty member here at Felician for a long time, and he has class tonight, so.
Yeah, and so far, very good game early on. A lot of back and forth going on between Felician and Concordia. What are you liking from Felician early on?
I think we're really trying to exploit the matchup of Terrell Spalding, on either Brandon Fields or Cedric McFadden or Elijah Brown. They're really none of those guys. They're true guards, and they really, there's a size disadvantage in there at what they're doing, and it's a little surprising. And I would almost expect a halftime adjustment, is they're allowing Spalding to get into that mid post and catch the ball and then face up his defender. I would expect in the second half either, to try to front him, or when the ball goes into him to see some sort of defensive rotation to the ball to force him to give up the basketball. He's very comfortable in the first half, Spalding is, when he catches it in that mid-post and he's able to make a move and do some things, either a fadeaway jump shot or trying to go to the basket, and he's been very effective in the first 20 minutes.
Let's talk about one of the players. You mentioned Kennedy Chikwacha. He was one of the four Felician senior athletes mentioned in the new online series from the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference. Future Success starts now. Can you tell us a little bit about how that series came about?
It's really the brainchild of the assistant commissioner of the conference, Doug DeBice. He's the associate commissioner for media and strategic communications. And he really has done a great job of working with the conference SIDs from the respective institutions in getting, stories about at least four student athletes from each school and highlighting them for one specific day. And we were very fortunate to be the first of the series, as you mentioned, and to get, really good highlights of our four student athletes, Beyonda Demi, Kennedy Chikwacha, Andrew Lemura, and I believe it was Kate Rossler.
Right.
And you had 2 men, 2 women, which I think everybody in the conference is trying to do. And we're very fortunate. I have a women's soccer player, women's track cross-country runner, men's basketball, and a baseball player. So we had a nice cross-section of our student athletes, both senior. Actually, all of them are senior student athletes.
Right. Real quick, Chikwacha's story, for those of you who haven't seen it online, he is planning to go to Thomas Jefferson University next fall. He will be pursuing his doctorate's degree in physical therapy, and one of the main reasons for that is because he had a massive injury during his sophomore year, which was his first season here at Felician. He transferred here from Division I UMass Lowell for his sophomore season. So, I mean, there's a lot behind why he chose to go to Thomas Jefferson to earn his doctorates.
Kennedy's a tremendous student athlete, and he's really worked hard on his academics, and he's I think he's going to be an excellent in whatever field of study. I think he's looking at physician assistant at Jefferson, but he's a consummate student athlete, and to talk basketball just for a moment, I was just mentioning before the half concluded, that first half was one of his best 20 minutes here at Felician.
Yeah.
Really aggressive in the first 20 and doing a nice job on both ends of the floor. And Stephen Milhaven for Concordia is a solid post player, and Kennedy is really having a nice game. I think he had 12 first half points.
Milhaven had 2, and Kennedy Chikwacha with 5 first half points. He was 2 of 4 from the field. All right, let's look ahead real quick, because right now it's February, and we are in a bit of a time frame where you you look at the winter, and all of a sudden, spring is right around the corner. A lot of the spring starts will be starting up late February and early March. One sport that will not be starting until the following spring, this is going to be the spring 2018, is men's lacrosse. Big news in that, a few months ago it was announced as a new collegiate sport here at Felician, and then a couple of weeks ago, the CACC announcing that it's going to be a collegiate sport. So Felician's first year, and they're going to have a chance to make a postseason tournament.
Well, we're very excited that we're adding men's lacrosse. Brendan Bonacum is our head coach, and he comes to us from Columbus State down in Georgia. He started the program down there, and he was a really good hire for us. He also has roots here in the Northeast. He went to Dominican College, obviously a member of our conference.
Mm-hmm.
Played there, was an assistant coach there, so he knows our league. He knows the area. We have 11 commitments already for next year, so we're excited about that. And you mentioned the fact that our conference, the CACC, will have men's lacrosse as a conference sport. Currently, there are 4 schools that sponsor men's lacrosse in the CACC: Post, Georgian Court, Chestnut Hill,
right,
and Dominican is the
yep,
fourth.
That sounds right.
Ourselves and Wilmington are the 2 schools that are adding the sport, and that's the NCAA bylaw that conferences can recognize the sport as a conference sport if the league has 6 schools. Right now, Post and Georgian Court play as an independent because we don't have conference affiliation, and Dominican and Chestnut Hill are actually affiliate members of the East Coast Conference, just in the sport of men's lacrosse.
Switching genders for a minute and staying on lacrosse, women's lacrosse about to enter their 2nd season as an NCAA sanctioned sport. Their first game of the season will be March 4th at Kutztown, and then 12 days later, their first ever home game against Shepherd. That's something you got that's something you got to be looking forward to.
Well, and it's exciting because last year all of our games were on the road for women's lacrosse. We have a new coach. Natalie Bermudez is our head coach. She was an assistant with us last year, and Natalie brings a really strong vibe to our program. We signed 3 girls in the early signing period. Hopefully there's going to be a bunch more once we're able to sign again in April. But I think that there's a good group of girls. There's a good nucleus. We're going to build off of last year, but yes, you're excited, and we are looking forward to that first home contest against Shepherd.
One more topic before we let him go. It's our Director of Athletics here at Felician University, Ben DiNallo Jr., and that would be baseball. Number 1 preseason in the CACC South Division. Had a very good year last year, and now they're at the top of the South Division heading into 2017.
And this is the first year that the CACC and the sport of baseball is splitting into divisions, and we're placed in the South, which seems kind of odd being that we're from northern New Jersey and we're in, a division called the South. But we're actually, we're actually one of the furthest southern schools of the schools that are in the north, and that's why we were actually put in the South. But we're very excited that our baseball team, was recognized that way in the preseason poll. We were also ranked 4th in the East region, so we're very excited about that. Our team has won conference championships in 2 out of the last 3 years. 3 years ago, we had 2 players drafted, Jerry Vasto and Scott DeYoung. Very proud of Jerry Vasto. He is with the Colorado Rockies. He was promoted to AA this past year, and he's currently playing in the in the fall, he was playing in the Arizona Fall League. I think that it's very possible that we could see him in full spring training with the Rockies, and who knows, maybe he's going to be our first major league player. We had 2 guys drafted last year, Brennan Price and Matt Blandino. Matt's with the Cincinnati Reds. Brennan was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers, and he forego his selection by the Brewers, and he's back with us this year, and hopefully maybe we're going to see him have a great year and maybe get drafted again.
Are you a baseball fan?
I'm a huge baseball fan. I'm a big Mets fan. So,
boy.
Well, you know, we can agree to disagree, but yeah, I'm a big Mets fan, and looking forward to 2017.
Hoping for a bounce back year, I'm sure.
Hoping for a bounce back year. I think we have a decent nucleus. Obviously, it'd be nice to get David Wright back and hopefully see him playing again. And obviously, it's great that we re-signed Cespedes. And I think that obviously when you talk about the Mets, you're talking about their great young pitchers. Obviously, Harvey and DeGrom and Syndergaard and Mats. So I think it'll be a good year in Flushing.
You know what? I gotta say, you sound just as good as a color commentator. You should join me on the air on Saturday for Senior Day.
I think what if time allows, I would love to do that, and I'm looking forward to my I think it's my 6th or 7th year in a row that I'll be actually behind the mic.
Oh wow!
During the CACC men's and women's tournament semifinals and finals this year at Caldwell University. And as you've said a lot tonight, big contest here tonight. We're a game and a half out of the last playoff spot on the men's side, and this would be a big win to try to keep pace with the Cougars from Caldwell. And then obviously Saturday against Holy Family is a big game. Our Senior Day. And also our Green Out Day. It's an annual event. We're going to give away some T-shirts, get hopefully this gymnasium all in green, and have some fun Saturday afternoon.
I'll be wearing my green, not exactly the color of the school, but it'll be close enough. And nonetheless, looking forward to the second half of this game as well as Senior Day on Saturday. Ben DiNallo Jr., the Felician University Director of Athletics, here with us. And Ben, appreciate you coming on. Good luck on PA for the second half.
Thank you. Hopefully my voice doesn't crack anymore. Thanks, Matt.
Halftime here inside the job, 34-33, Felician over Concordia. We will look at some of the first half stats and the second half in a moment. This is the Felician University halftime report on the Golden Falcons Sports Network.